Lately, I've been having a pretty confronting conversation with myself about the life I say I want to build and the standard that life actually requires. The last few months, I've been in full caregiver mode. But now that I'm back in Australia, it's time to shift the focus and be done with one of the longest travel days I have ever done. I've spent the last few months looking after everyone else. Now it's time to pour the energy back into myself. So I'm back and it feels weird. It feels like I've been gone for a lot longer than a few months. But here we are. The last few months have been an absolute whirlwind. And honestly, I've just been pouring my energy into everyone else. And don't get me wrong, I chose to do that. It needed to be done. I'm so grateful that I was able to do that. But it was tiring trying to do it all in such a short time frame. Like the amount of stuff that I was trying to do and the complexity of the things that I was trying to do in such a short amount of time. It was exhausting. But it's exciting to be back. My flight was a nightmare. I'm so glad that I don't have any flights booked in the near future because the airports these days are insane. And the delays, especially the flights in the US, so many delays, so many cancellations. I'm just so glad that I almost had to stay the night in San Francisco. The next plane wasn't leaving till the next day, so I was going to have to stay in a hotel in San Francisco. And I was just like, I just want to be on the plane already. I just want to be on the plane knowing that when I wake up, I'm going to be in Melbourne. They ended up holding the plane for us, so it was fine. But it was a long flight. And I was sitting next to someone who is one of those people that takes their shoes off during the flight, which I don't really care if you take your shoes off during the flight, like get comfortable. But if you're going to the bathroom without shoes and then you're coming back and you're putting your feet up on the chair near me, I don't want it, okay? Like, that freaked me out a little, okay? Because those bathroom floors in the airplanes, no, it's not water on the floor, okay? I just always feel like I need to like drown myself in sanitizer, like take a bath in sanitizer after I use the bathrooms in the airplane. And then they're just so confined as well. Anyway, it's time for some unpacking. I don't know, since being back, I just feel so ready to take things to the next level in my life. To really just like revisit my priorities. And really just like step into this new chapter for myself. I don't know. It feels like a new chapter. I'm like, is it really? I don't know. It feels like a continuation of last year. But I am back in the process of like needing to look for work again and finding my feet again and house sitting and getting into a groove with everything again. So in a way, I feel like I am in this phase of starting over again in a new year, which is like frustrating to feel like I'm not getting ahead. I'm like back in this phase of starting over, but it was an active choice that I made. And yeah, I guess everything last year with that job not working out happened for a reason because my dad passed away shortly after it. And I can't imagine going through that while also working that job. I don't want to even think about it. So I'm just so grateful that things didn't work out. And it just goes to show you that sometimes things really do happen for a reason. I can officially say that a four-wheeled suitcase has changed my life, and I don't know what I was doing before. I had a two-wheeled suitcase. What was I thinking? This thing has made house sitting and moving around. Oh my goodness. It's simplified my setup so much. And having a suitcase that like has a zippered off section so you can actually like fill both sides. Thank you, Amy, for introducing this to me and for letting me borrow your suitcase for an extended period of time so I could realize the grave mistake I was making before. But I love my suitcase. Probably should sanitize that before I get too close. I'm not a germaphobe, but there's something about travel that, I don't mind getting dirty. I've lived in a van, okay? You gotta be okay with a level of being a little grimy. But, after a long travel day, it's just like, I need 10 showers. I'm definitely still adjusting to the weather. It is 80 degrees Fahrenheit and muggy, and I was just walking through the snow. So it might take my body some time to adjust. I'm just ready to get back on my meal prep game. I found it really hard to get into a routine last year, but I was also in survival mode, and I feel like I'm not in that same mental space of survival mode and shock. And I mean, I am, but in different ways. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I have a lot more mental capacity to think about other things. Yeah, it feels good, and I just want to take advantage of it and try and get back to doing the things that I know make me feel my best. So I'm just so grateful to have come back to Melbourne. I've been able to stay in places I've already either house sat at or a friend's places I'm already familiar with. So I have that sense of comfort so that I can really focus on, getting the ball rolling, starting the job hunt again, all of that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for all of that because there is plenty to come. I thought I was going to hit the ground running when I got back to Australia. Look for work, start applying to house sits right away, but spoiler alert, my body had other plans. I haven't felt my best, and maybe it's just my body shaking off one of the longest travel days of my life, but I'm ready to start feeling fully back to myself so I can start focusing on getting my foundation settled again, because your girl is getting really sick of feeling like I'm starting over every 6 months. I seriously need some stability in my life for a while. Okay, so that cute aesthetic crack an egg with one hand shot did not work out this time, but you get the gist. I'm making eggs. I know I've been single for a while now, but I have to be honest, sometimes it still hits me like a shock to the system that I am doing life solo now. I'm no longer coupled, and I'm out here just living solo, figuring out a whole new path for my future. But we're doing it. The last year has been a lot for me, just healing, processing, figuring things out, and just surviving. It's been pretty heavy. But lately, I've been realizing something, and it's like, if I want the life that I keep imagining, it's going to require a lot more from me, especially now that I'm doing life on my own. And for me, taking things to the next gear and revisiting my priorities, it kind of falls into 3 areas that I've really been able to narrow it down into. What are we doing, honey? Yep, just getting front row and center. Yeah, this isn't gonna work, sweetie. What'd you have to say? What? What was that? Don't go barking. The joys of living in an apartment complex with a dog. When one dog goes off, they all go off. Are we ready? Can I continue? So the 3 areas I've really been able to narrow this down into are wellness and health. For me, that looks like nurturing my mind, body, and my energy and stamina, my strength. Just really nurturing my body. Work and balance. like that work-life balance, like really prioritizing that, building a life where I can create the space, balance, energy, stamina for adventures while navigating jobs, projects, and like the things that I'm passionate about. Third is my creative dreams. I know these are all so interconnected that I feel like some of them can be combined into one big pillar. But my creative dream, and like I'm always talking about, chasing those callings on my heart so boldly and fiercely and courageously. And I think that's what I'm going to be sharing here on my channel. This channel has always been a space for me to document parts of my life, hence Life by Jamie. You know, me documenting real-time processes of building the life that I dream of and going after it with courage, even when I don't feel ready, and, you know, empowering others to courageously go after the life that they want and the callings on their own heart. You know, that's always been my overarching message and the thing on my heart that I feel so called to speak on. And if you've ever heard me in any of my like Substack videos or any of my previous like personal growth videos, like I always get so passionate when I talk about those callings on your heart, because it is just a message I feel so strongly about. And it is at the core of everything that I do for myself, you know, chasing that calling. I really want this channel to embody that message of what it looks like to chase those callings, the good, the bad, the ugly, you know, the pursuit of chasing the callings on your heart. And in a way, I don't think that this is going to be like a huge shift in the type of content I'm creating, because in so many ways I've already been creating content like this. And for some reason, this feels like really vulnerable, like a declaration or something. But I don't know. I know that I'm not here to create surface level aesthetic content. Like, I'm all about an aesthetic shot and getting a good shot. You know, I love that. Like, I've always loved taking photos and photography and all of that kind of stuff. I've loved that stuff. I love I can appreciate a beautiful, well thought out shot, you know, but that's not the priority of the channel. Like, if I happen to there's a fly flying around, and if you see her going crazy, it's because a fly has come in the back door. It's trying to get out. I just know I'm not here to create surface level content. I crave depth and authenticity. I crave real stories. I crave real people. And it doesn't necessarily, like, that's the kind of stuff I crave to watch, you know, real stories, real people. Like, it doesn't matter if like they're on the same path as me. That's not always like the deciding factor on whether or not I enjoy something, but that's the kind of vibe I like. I guess this whole time I've been just trying to figure out how to bring that to life for myself in a creative way. So I hope you're excited. I hope you're ready to get back on our weekly uploading schedule, because I am so excited. It felt so weird not being in a weekly uploading routine. You know, YouTube is my baby. This channel is my baby. I felt so disconnected from it, like, in a way. And so I'm just excited to get back to my weekly uploading. I'm excited to, you know, make space for that creativity each week. The process of YouTubing, being a YouTuber, if I want to call myself that. This is just the sweetest pup. Sorry, I keep getting so distracted by her. But she's just so sweet and such a cute little girl. All that to say is that I just want this channel to represent what it looks like to see someone going after the life that they want. Whatever that life looks like. It might be different from what you want to go after, but to see like what it actually takes, like the mindset, the setbacks, the overcoming the setbacks, you know, the wins, the losses, like just the journey, but as well as the process of becoming the person that you need to be in order to bring that vision to life. Because if I'm being fully transparent, I am not that person that is going to bring that reality to life right now. And that's okay. It's okay. And I think it's great to have the awareness that, okay, I'm not that person, but I am working towards becoming that person. And it's like, I've been searching for a cute little tagline that kind of like encompasses that journey, but I haven't really been able to come up with anything that feels good. But then I started to think back to when I started my Substack journey and creating that account. I named it The Pursuit. And it just felt right, because that's what this is. It's the pursuit of me creating the life that I dream of. It's the pursuit of me chasing the callings on my heart. And I guess it really doesn't get much simpler than that.